Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to I'm laughing because gotta love Pat. Pat Reese has worded this so beautifully. The Mexican government has seen fit to allow me to become a temporary resident. So happy to achieve this 30-year goal of mine. Good news. I love good news when we start the broadcast. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news from our city, state, and country. We take a look at your great news, such as this one. Congratulations, Pat. And anything else you bring to the table. We combine all this information and hopefully enjoy a better, more connected life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. If this sounds good to you, stick around. We have a fun broadcast today, including another Guinness World Record for Mexico. What is it about these things? I have to research whether other countries are as invested in Guinness World Records or not, as Mexico seems to be. We have all kinds of interesting news today, including fabulous federal news. But before we dive into all that good stuff, we are going to, as always, welcome everyone to the broadcast, but particularly those of you that are watching live for the first time. If that is the case, feel free to let us know by adding the word new to your comment, and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. If you have something truly important that you wish to share, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q to your comment. Otherwise, Luna, who's resting right next to me, will simply assume that you are having a lovely conversation among yourselves, which is perfectly fine. Let us take a quick look at what's going on with the news. Let me set this up, and here we go. No, here we don't go. Let me just click open. There you go. So federal news are much more interesting today than local news, with Mexico's lower chamber approving the modification of our Constitution's Article 123 or Article 123, which would result in a reduction or a decrease of 8 hours in our work week. Mexico's Constitution specifies that Mexicans should work, or the legal work week in Mexico is 48 hours. It would bring it down to 40, or looking at it differently, working only Monday through Friday. The modification was approved with 27 votes in favor and 5 abstentions. And this is happening just prior to this year's International Workers' Day, which is May 1st, and a federal holiday in Mexico. Does this mean that the initiative will move over to the Senate and be approved swiftly in a matter of days? Who knows? Just look at what's happened to the legalizing to the modification of cannabis law in Mexico. It's been stuck in the Senate limbo for years, so we don't know if this is going to change anything soon or not. Now, in case you're wondering how a reduced work week would look like in Mexico when compared to that of other countries, this article sheds some light on the matter. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, a unique forum where the government of 37 democracies collaborate to develop policy standards to promote sustainable economic growth, Mexico is a country with most hours worked on any given year. How do they figure that out? Well, they take the number of hours worked and then dividing it by the average number of employees in the country, and you get this lovely graph where you can see on the left countries such as Germany, Denmark, Luxembourg, Netherlands, where workers work less than 1,400 hours per year. And all the way on the right side, you see Mexico with workers working 2,137 hours per year. In second place is Costa Rica, and in third place is Colombia. So, indeed, we seem to be working quite a bit. So, whether this will be modified anytime soon or not remains to be seen, and what kind of impact this would have in the operation of Mexico's commercial life. Who knows? Who knows? Now, I don't pay much attention to traffic lights because I don't drive anymore, but apparently they are looking a bit grim here in Puerto Vallarta, and apparently the local government has no definitive plan or any plan at all to address the issue of busted traffic lights or to analyze those intersections that have become increasingly problematic due to the increase of vehicular flow. Out of the 79 traffic lights installed here in Puerto Vallarta, the friendliest city in the world, 2 are out of order and 1 has not been replaced after a car ran into its post some 2 months ago. And according to information provided by Municipality Treasurer Manuel de Jesus Falafox, there is no actual budget set aside in our municipality to repair current traffic lights or to purchase new ones. So all I can say is drive carefully out there. And speaking of broken things, this photograph and news note gave me all sorts of conflicting feels when I saw it yesterday. None directed towards the person involved, but apparently Tribuna de la Bahía acknowledged the actions of an unnamed foreigner who took it upon himself to purchase his own bucket of paint and paint the Ignacio Vallarta Bridge over the Isla Rio Cuale that was previously covered with graffiti. And apparently he's been doing this on his own for 4 consecutive years just because he feels love for our city and he figures this is his own contribution to the betterment of our city, which I think is humbling, to say the least. I have much admiration for this gentleman. But again, the feels are weird when you see somebody that is, picking up the tab. Is it picking up the tab? When somebody is doing the work that the city should be doing, it's kind of embarrassing, or at least I feel embarrassed for our government, and I certainly hope that our government feels embarrassed for itself. And this is not the only situation where people from the other countries, or even just regular people that are not involved in government work, decide to take things upon themselves. Look at all the work that the Puerto Vallarta Garden Club is doing. And there are other individuals and organizations that do work to improve the city, parks, and so forth. So I can only hope that this sends the proper message to our government, and that our government is smart enough to acknowledge and at least say gracias to these individuals that go out of their way to do things that, by the book, our government should be taking care of. Let us take a quick look at the weather just to see what's going on out there. And I see that pretty soon you will have to pay to remove unwanted blue check marks from your Twitter accounts. Oh, Twitter. Oh, Twitter. Twitter and Facebook every now and then switch over their parameters to make things better. And sometimes they do, but more often than not, apparently, they make things worse. But let us not dive into that. Let us take a look at our temperature right now, which is 26 degrees Celsius. Humidity is at 51%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit is 79. Our weather forecast for today says humid with partly cloudy skies throughout the day, a high of 29 and a low of 18. And then tomorrow, Thursday, will be a humid day with mostly clear skies, a high of 29 and a low of 18. And we wrap up we don't wrap up the work week. I always say that for Friday, but I have to be reminded Mexico has a Saturday working day. Anyhow, Friday will be a mostly cloudy day in the morning with clear skies in the afternoon, a high of 29 and a low of 17. Moving right along, if you're looking for a traditional religious and fun street fiesta, you'll be happy to know that the patron saint fiestas at the Church of the Holy Cross in Emiliano Zapata are on. The celebration began a couple of days ago and will conclude on May 3rd with a series of religious celebrations and also a few secular ones on the street, where you will find the traditional small fair, the amusement park, mini amusement park that they put right on the street. There will be Mexican food and singers and dancers and so forth. Now, it is worth remembering that the Holy Cross is recognized as the patron of the construction workers, and it's common to see a procession of construction workers reaching the church on May 3rd to have their crosses blessed so that they can take them back to their construction sites. So we don't have a very specific schedule of what is exactly going to go on in this celebration. But if you want to check it out, usually patron saint fiestas are wonderful at night. And usually they get even better and more fun and lively towards the end of the celebration, which usually coincides with the weekend, but not with this particular fiesta because the 3rd of May is going to be, I believe, Wednesday. I don't have my calendar out. So if you're interested in this, hopefully the church will put out a more specific schedule. Now, moving on with Mexico's obsession with Guinness World Records, I ask you, what good is the largest teacup in the world if you cannot pour into it, let alone pick it up to drink from it? Well, Guanajuato, the city of Guanajuato, apparently has a new Guinness World Record because they have created the largest ceramic teacup in the world, and there it is, and it's ginormous, and it's painted in traditional white and blue, which is quite common here in Mexico. And there's some pretty medium-sized ones next to it that look to be a waist-size tall. Again, maybe if you could fill them with coffee and one could like take dunks into them, I don't know. But this happened. I thought you would appreciate knowing it. And I have a little feel good to share with you. This is a short video of the Mariachi Tradicional Nochistlán rehearsing and getting ready for their participation in the upcoming dance festival here in Puerto Vallarta. Let's have a look. And I have to say, it's comforting to see the dancers practicing while wearing sneakers, because I know from personal experience that unless you're dancing on a wooden floor, doing zapateado on concrete or any kind of hard surface can be really, really tiring for your legs and your feet. Anyhow, this is what we bring to the table today. Let me take a look at your comments just to see what everyone is up to this morning. Lots of good mornings as I see, and of course the great news from Pat. Thank you very much for sharing that. Tudim pum pim pam pam. I am looking for your cues. Hello, Michael Salvaggio. Michael says hello, hoping everyone has a great day. Again, I so much appreciate the fact that you are all in this habit of saying good morning. Christy sent me yet another video of baby raccoons. I'll schedule that for later on this week. And I see a new person, fantastic, Pamela Staples Penrod. New, hello everyone, I'm Yoxolotl. Oh, wow. Oh my God. You are Yoxolotl's arts mom. I love your son and I love what you do. Well, what you did. You created a great son. Pamela says, I'm here in Puerto Vallarta and will be at their event tomorrow at Tacos del Julio. That makes two of us. I'm excited. This is my first time going to their event. You know, your son, we have a very special heart for your son in this broadcast. He's an amazing human being. He is a good friend, and I'm going to be there as well. I'm going to do my music appreciation presentation which takes place at 5 o'clock. And then right after that, a few friends of mine and I that are, going to participate in my music appreciation presentation, we're going to take the bus over because we've never tried the tacos at Tacos Julio. And I read somewhere, friends, that Tacos Julio is offering a special discount on their taco menu. Apparently, if you buy something from Hecho a Mano, I'm not entirely sure what the details are, but the place to be is going to be tomorrow at the Hecho a Mano event. And as long as we're here, do I still have it ready to share? I don't have it ready to share. But as you know, Hecho a Mano has their event tomorrow, and it'll be a lot of fun to meet there. Let's see what else we have. Doody. Oh my goodness, Paul, it is so great to see you. Not so different from groups that get together to clean up parks in the garden club that beautifies our city, and it's largely foreigners. Yes, I know. I don't know how you feel about that. Again, I get the weird feels because I'm Mexican and whatnot. But again, the work done is absolutely commendable. And as long as we have Paul in our minds, Paul just published some swanky photographs of some improvements that he has done on the newly renamed Bistro Mercurio, which is the poolside restaurant. We previously knew it as the poolside restaurant at Hotel Mercurio. Paul's figured out, well, it deserves its own name. So he renamed it, rebranded it as Bistro Mercurio, had a fabulous sign made that lights from behind and it makes the space look really chic and romantic at night. So go check it out when you can. I know that I will. Oh, fantastic. Kathleen says, we made our reservations for Happened at the Piano presentation. I am so glad. Thank you very much for your support, Kathleen. I have to tell you, it's going to be a really fun presentation because we tackle everything from the origins of the piano as a musical instrument, and it dates back for many, many centuries. We're going to look at the piano's appearance in a number of movies. We're going to look at some amazing composers and piano players that are rocking our world today. And we're going to do some interesting instrument comparisons. We think of sonatas composed by Beethoven or waltzes composed by Chopin. I mean, they both composed for the piano, but their musical instrument was very different from the one we play today, or different enough to make it a worthy comparison. So it'll be a fun, interesting lecture presentation tomorrow, but most importantly, it will be a great opportunity to discover music that will be hopefully new to you and to inspire you to listen to more of that music. Have I made it sexy enough? I certainly hope so, because I'd love to see you all there. Joshua, there he is. I love you back, Joshua. It is great to see you here. And thank you for clarifying. 15% off the total bill for anyone tomorrow during the event. So it's not like you have to purchase. Well, we want you to purchase handmade chingaderas, of course. But, and here's Lucy, the other half of this project. And yes, it's 15% off on your taco bill. And apparently it's regardless of whether you buy something or not. So I'm going to be there. If you're going to be there, I'd love to meet you. I'm probably going to get there after my presentation, which ends a little before 7. You guys go until 10 o'clock at night, right? So I'm probably going to be there sometime around 7:30. So I look forward to seeing you, Lucy and Joshua. I look forward to meeting your mom, and I look forward to anybody else that shows up. And Cedric, thank you so much for this reminder. This is such a cool broadcast. Thanks for doing it every day. Well, we don't do it on Sundays, but we will continue to do it on Saturdays, even if the work week changes. But thank you for your comment. I very much appreciate it, as I appreciate all the comments that we receive during the broadcast. This, my friends, brings us to the end of this one. I'm still having back and forth love messages with Ecamm Live, the provider for the software that I use to run the broadcast, because for the life of me, I can't figure out why every event that I schedule with this software shows up at the wrong time on Facebook. Hopefully, the developers of the broadcast application will respond sometime soon. In the meantime, as you know, we are here Monday through Saturday con mucho gusto at 10:30 in the morning, local time. Have an amazing day today, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow here in the morning, later on at the Music Appreciation presentation, and after that for an obnoxiously decadent taco fest and handmade fest with our friends from Hecho a Mano. Great to see you today. Have a good one.